Hello guys, hope you're doing well. So as I told you on the WhatsApp group, here you will have the solution for the worksheet questions and the writing is a homework. So part A, you have to write the type of the text, if it's fiction or non-fiction, and the purpose of the passage. The text was informative because let me show you, because it had two parts, one about Oprah Winfrey and one about Christina Saraligi. The author provided information about both of them and for us to compare and contrast between both of them as queens of talk. All right. So that's why it's informative. It's nonfiction. Nonfiction means it's real. It can happen in real life, and it already happened in real life. Oprah and Christina are both real women. The purpose is to inform. So if the type of the text is informative, the purpose is to inform. Part B, number one, the question was, let me read it for you. So the question was, what were two jobs Oprah Winfrey had before she got her TV talk show? And the answer is, the two jobs were acting in movies and being a news reporter. And all of you had the same answer. So before starting the talk shows, she was acting in movies and she was a news reporter. Number two, what do you think the personal change Oprah made was? And all of you had the same answer. She had a weight problem. So she went on a diet and she got slim. She changed her body and people saw a new Oprah, a different one. Number three, what year did Christina Saraligi start to present her talk show? Or in what year did she start to present her talk show? Some of you were looking for the year to be just as is in the text, but we said that in the text they said after 10 years, in 1999, she started talk show. That's why you have to make some math calculations, and the answer would be in 1989. All right, because after 10 years. So she started to present her talk show in 1989, and she did something else after 10 years, which was in 1999. Number four, why do you think Christina Saraligi left her country and came to the United States? There are different options. You can write different answers. Most of you wrote it's because of the revolution that occurred in Cuba and everything changed. You can also write Christina and her family ran away from the revolutionists, or you can write Christina wanted to be more well known. Number five, what are two character traits Oprah and Christina have in common? And we discussed that character traits are like someone is kind, someone is helpful. So these are character traits. When the question asks us about a character trait, we have to look for specific keywords in the text. That's why the answer here is both of them, Oprah and Christina, have warm personalities. Warm, this is a character trait, and they are talented. They are both talented. Part C, you have to fill in the blank below with one of the underlined words in the passages. So in the passage, you have the following words: publicly, major, promise, faithful, and revolution. We already started with the word revolution, and you said, let me show you the answer here. It's revolution. So we said over the past 10 years, there has been a revolution in education. And we talked about the meaning of revolution in education means there has been a major change in education. We call it revolution. And schools have completely changed their ways of thinking and methods of working. Number two, the answer is major. Let's see how it goes with the sentence. There is a major problem A major problem means an important problem, the main problem with parking in London. It takes a driver more than half an hour to find a parking place for his car. So this is a major problem. It's one of the most common problems in, London, to find a parking for your car. Number three, the answer is public. Everyone felt shocked when the newspapers wrote about Oprah's and Christina's fight. For people have always seen them nice to each other publicly or in public. So everyone was shocked when the newspapers wrote about Oprah and Christina about their fight. So they had a fight and the newspapers wrote about that. So the people were shocked because all the time they thought they are friends and they saw them nice to each other in public. So in public means on social media, for example, on TV, in front of everyone. This is what publicly means or in public. And the last one is promise or promises. So Christina has never lied to people. When she says something, she does it. Christina always keeps her promises. We know what I promised someone to go with him somewhere. And if the next day I do what I promised, this means I kept my promise. I did what I told the person I will do. So this would be called a promise. Part D, complete the following chart with two cause-effect relationships. Remember, we revised the cause and effect relationship from paragraphs 2 and 3. So you have to refer to paragraphs 2 and 3. You don't create them from your own imagination. So here you have the answers. For example, a first cause, Oprah has a warm personality. The effect, her guests feel comfortable. Because she has a warm personality, her guests feel comfortable. Number two, the quality of talk show themes was getting worse. So what is the effect? What happened when the quality of the talk show of Oprah was getting worse? She promised to focus on meaningful topics because the topics were becoming worse. As a result, she promised to focus on meaningful topics. So this is the effect. And the last part, which is part E, the question is you have to change these two sentences into passive. We'll have a revision on that later. The first one, Christina's parents owned several popular newspapers in Cuba. So when you have to say it as a passive voice, it becomes several popular magazines were owned in Cuba by Christina's parents. Look at the difference here. Christina's parents owned several popular newspapers in Cuba. We turned it the other way around. Newspapers in Cuba, or the several popular newspapers in Cuba, were owned by Christina's parents. Were owned by Christina's parents. The second one, TV stations have chosen Oprah as the queen of talk. So the answer is Oprah has been chosen as the queen of talk by TV stations. So the original one was TV stations chose Oprah as the queen of talk. Now Oprah has been chosen as the queen of talk by the TV stations. And you have to also be careful about the tense. As I said, we will have a revision on that later. And now part F, you have to ask questions so that the underlined words are the answers. Oprah made a personal change. What question could you ask for the answer to be Oprah made a personal change? What did Oprah make? What did Oprah make? Oprah made a personal change. Number two, Christina has more than 100 million viewers. How many viewers does Christina have? The answer would be more than 100 million viewers. Number 3, Christina is from Cuba. Where is Christina from? All right, it's that simple. And this is the solution for the worksheet. As I said, you have as a homework the writing, and you have to send me your answers. Either take a picture or a scanned picture using Cam Scanner or another application, or if you have it written on the document, send me the document as is. And have a nice day. If you have any question, you can ask me by WhatsApp.